Oh, what's going on YouTube? It's Donnie B all day. Donnie B all day. Still trying to get the shoulder surgery action going. Went to the doctor and I asked him how long am I gonna be, incapacitated pretty much. And they said, well, you're looking at 4 to 5 months. And I was like, all right, I'll be good in a month. That's exactly what I told them. And they did some measuring of how far I'm supposed to move. And there was this distance like going up. It was supposed to be at the point I'm at like 35, 40 degrees, somewhere in there. And I was at 60. I'm at better now because I won't stop using it because that's just me. So I can finally move it around. I can get this elbow up off the air, you know what I mean, from my side. So I'm a lot farther. So the reviews will get back to normal as they go. It's going to happen a lot faster than they're telling me because I'm too stupid to just let it heal the way it's supposed to heal. No, I'm not going to do that. So today I'm bringing you a knife that I don't have to worry about chopping like a maniac with. I am bringing you the Buck 870 Bones. And I have to say, it's actually really cool. 4 5/8 inches closed. 5/8. There's an N now in eighths. I changed the language. So 4 5/8 closed with a 3-inch blade. And it is their typical Buck 420 HC, done very well by these guys. And it's got like this wild looking skeletonized frame. And you see this line right here, and normally it would kick up and come down like that. But if it was like that, it wouldn't provide enough grip. So they put the frame lock on like this bubble coming up, and it actually provides a really, really good grip. There's no jimping on the spine of the blade. However, they have a ramp. You see right here, this raised ramp. Great area. It is jimped. It is wonderful. It sits up exactly how it's supposed to go. Reverse grip. Guess what they did? Oh, they jimped it with a ramp going the other direction so you could hold down. Really, really good job overall. Your frame lock right here is also jimped, and it is a nice frame lock, and it is 50 dead nut, dead centered in the side there. You do have framing between the scales all the way through. It is completely steel the whole way with a belt clip. It is tip up one side only, and a double ambidextrous or double-sided ambidextrous thumb notching. And I have to say, the little ramp actually works pretty well. When the knife is closed, you can see it just has a nice little flare out. So when coming out of the pocket, it has a zero catch because it's curved, the ramp, which is really, really nice. I didn't test the edge at all. I didn't test the sharpness, anything like that. So let us see. Wow. And it is a partial serrate. Wow. It's a partial serrate. And it is 100% shave sharp. I'm pretty sure you could all see that. Shave freaking sharp. Oh yeah, that's a little bird's nest right there. It's just a little tiny bird, like a hummingbird. But you can see it's got a really, really elevated tanto tip. This isn't like one of those elegant tantos that's almost like a drop point. This is a straight up tanto tip. It does have the skinning notch right here, so this is where you would put your finger. And if you were going to do any kind of skinning, not that kind of knife. It's just it's an EDC type, your everyday carry pocket knife. Self-defense, 100% out of the box. As far as the jimping, I mean, not the jimping, but the serrations. The serrate's trying to, oh man, that hurts the shoulder when I do that. But really, really nice, really, really sharp. So far, everything, let's just try the tip. Everything about this knife so far is just really, really well done. It's solid, it's wobble free, and it's attractive. It's a good looking knife, and you can see how thin it is. It's a very, very thin design. Perfect piece for the pocket. it is not bad. The, what was it called? The 780, I think, 780 bones? No, 870. I had all the right numbers, just the wrong placement. Damn dyslexia. So the 870 bones. And right now you're thinking to yourself, wow, that was it, man? You're just gonna finish it? No, of course not. We're going outside, right? But you see right here, it's got like this little, kind of like a fuller. I'm assuming they do that for weight, even though that much material taken out really wouldn't do anything. Maybe it's just possible more design, but if you see it, it's not going to be for that. The only other thing I could think of would be, because there's no hole right here for a pinch grip, I'm wondering if they do that so you can do a pinch grip for things like tight work when you're coming toward you. Pinch grips help for that. So that could be what that's for. If not, it's just design and it would have no other single purpose. So far though, really liking it. I like the way it fits in the hand, and I like the way it fits in the pocket. Very, very nice little knife. I have not worked it in yet, so it's, you know, it's only as fast as I'm going to open it. But really, do you need it any? I mean, you really don't need a knife that's lightning fast, unless you are walking someplace where you think there may be a threat, but you're too stupid to already have yourself at the ready. Because believe me, if I think that I'm walking someplace where there's a threat, I already have it open and I'm walking with it in my hand. You know what I mean? It's just the way I am, or at least it's in my hand. So that takes away the speed I need to get it out of my pocket, and I'm ready to go before the threat even gets to me. I'm smarter. So you don't need a knife that's lightning fast. However, using this, it will eventually wear in a little bit, and I didn't oil it, so it will get faster. Right now, it's just fast enough to come out of the pocket, open, and use. So let's oh, that hurt. Let's go use it. All right, so before we get to El Stumpo, today was the first day I was actually able to come out and mow. So that jungle you saw, the last video I did with the D-Bad Campmaster, and it was just this uncontrollable jungle in the yard. I was able to finally knock it down. Hurt like the dickens. But notice we got this little tree growing, well, kind of out of the tree. So what I want to do is just, look at that, just a little press with the blade. I didn't chop, I just pressed, boop, comes right up. So I knew I needed to get that done. Figure, why not? I got this in the hand. Let's get it done. So let's walk over to the old stump. Oh, it's so much nicer having a mowed lawn. I was hating it. I was hating it. Oh, I still can barely throw, but that's going to come back to me. It's all coming back to me now. All right, so let's try a sweet little rope cut. No freaking problem. The knife is just sturdy. I'm really, really digging this knife as it is so far. So again, this is an EDC. This isn't your camp knife, but like always, if you only have one knife on you, you want to make sure it works. So am I going to be able to feather and things like that if I needed to get some fluff, I need to make a fire, whatever? Of course, this knife, it's sharp, it's stout, it's strong, it's all good. It's all good in the hood. We'll do some pulls, and I'll use that pinch cut, and we'll see how the other side of the blade works. And look at this. Get some nice long Nike symbols here, and you can see how easily that's going to work for you and get the job done. What about Donnie B all day? What if we had to pound on it a little bit? What if we wanted to get a little bit of processing in? Can we beat on the old buck even through the big knot? Let's hit it a little harder. That went right in my mouth. Look at that. So even through the knot, all freaking day long. Remember, it's not your camp knife. Without a doubt, it's not your camp knife. It's going to be more of a bring along, if anything, when you're out camping. But is it going to be able to handle things like light processing? Absolutely. It's just a nice little pocket knife. So we already told you, well, what about skinning, things like that? Well, let's go find out. Let's find out. Just me and you. Just me and you. Personal, right here. So when you're watching this video, you're going to say, oh my God, he aimed that right at me. All right. Let's figure out how easy or hard it's going to be to get through some skin and I won't use my skin, I'm going to use this, but look at this. Look at this. Whipping through material. So if I need to open myself a rabbit, if I need to cook up a squirrel or something, some small game, and you know, any sharp knife, it's going to be able to take the skin off of big game as well. Just when you're talking about big game and you have to get farther in, you're just going to get a little messy, but it's still going to work. It's still going to get there. As far as just overall, you know, workings of the knife, it's exactly what it should be. It's a buck knife. It's a buck knife, and it should be, you know, treated as such. I'm going to see if I can, let's see, I'm looking at you guys and see. Oh, yo. And it throws like a buck. Bucks throw so well. All right, let's take a little walk over here. Look at that. Look at that. No wobble. No nothing. And sure, I only, you know, threw it into a log from, you know, 6 feet away. But here's the deal. Batoning on it, if you have a weak knife with a weak stop and you have a weak pivot point, batoning is going to loosen a folding knife any day of the week. Batoning it's just not what they're made for. I lost Roscoe, and we all know how that goes. Let me start yelling for him real quick. All right, well, turns out the big boy was just laying down over here in the dirt, and I didn't even see him. All right, so that's it, man. That's really, I mean, there's not much more you can talk about with this. I went to come around with a knife, and it just freed up and got lost. I don't know what happened there. But it's okay. We survived. So here it is, man. Here it is. Sharp, strong, tight, feels good, looks good, sits in the pocket well. This is a sweet little knife. Buck did a great job with the 870 bones. And I guess they're calling it bones because it's like bare bones. There's no scales on here outside of the frame. So, you know, the name is fitting. It's just, it is what it is. You're just getting, boom. And they sell it in like this tiger stripe camo type pattern, which is cool, I guess. But I liked it this way. I liked it that it's very satin looking. There's no shine to it. It's just a satin blade, satin finish, satin clip. Everything on it is that same satin finish. It's like bead blasting looking. And I think that's pretty sexy, really. The top right here after your finger notch is swedged but not sharpened. It's great for penetration, and it keeps the weight away from the tip of the blade and more toward the belly. So when you are carving, it actually makes sense. And you feel it. You could feel that kind of thing when you're actually using it for tight work. And that's what you could do. You could whittle with this thing. You can make, you know, arrows and spear tips and things like that. And let's see, because we didn't even do any of that garbage. But if I wanted to take a stick down, I'll take some chunks out first. Look at how it notched. So I'm going to use the serration to give myself a starting point to make my finished point. And so if you need, you know, pit spikes or tent spikes or hot dog sticks or you know, skewers for anything or whatever you're doing, even arrows, things like that, this guy is a sweet little carver. It is a sweet little carver. So it's a pretty good multi-purpose utility pocket knife. It's going to get all the little jobs done. It does have a flat end, so if you needed to, you know, pry something out of the wood, let's say you went out shooting and you wanted to get the bullet out of the tree, this is kind of knife that you could do it with, right? It's just a sweet little blade, and you can see how really perfectly well the frame lock lines up with the blade, and that's why there's no wobble, because this thing is just made right. So that's it for that one. That's the 870 Bones made by Buck Knives. Been around forever, gonna be around forevermore. Sweet little freaking blade. Speaking of sweet, hey, I'm Donnie B all day. Until next knife. I press stop.